This is AI Frontier for June 16, 2026. Today the story is bigger than one model launch. The real shift is that frontier AI is becoming infrastructure. The companies in focus are OpenAI, Anthropic, xAI, NVIDIA, Cohere, and Mistral. Each is pushing agents away from a simple chat window and towards systems that have tools, memory, execution environments, approvals, and distribution. Here is the signal for today's briefing. OpenAI is building persistent workspaces around Codex. Anthropic is testing the boundary between safety, public trust, and regulated access. xAI is turning Grok into a platform layer through plugins, commerce, voice, and video. NVIDIA is pushing local and physical AI back onto machines. Cohere and Mistral show that developer agents are becoming a specialized competitive layer. Start with OpenAI's planned acquisition of Ona. The important part is not only the acquisition headline, it is the architecture implied by it. Ona is about secure, persistent cloud environments for long-running agents. That matters because the agent needs somewhere to work, not just somewhere to answer. A software agent needs a project state, tools, logs, secrets, files, and review gates. OpenAI is effectively saying that Codex needs a durable workspace if it is going to move from coding help into operational work. That is why the phrase stronger reasoning is not enough. In production, agents need credentials they are allowed to use, context they are allowed to remember, and execution they are allowed to perform. They also need logging so humans can inspect what happened later. The user does not only ask whether the model is smart. The user asks whether it can be trusted with a repo, a cloud account, a customer record, or a workflow that runs for hours without losing control. OpenAI Academy adds a second layer to this infrastructure story. The new courses around AI foundations, applied AI foundations, and agents and workflows show that deployment is partly an education problem. If companies want agents in daily work, they need people who understand prompting, evaluation, workflow design, and where human review belongs. Training is not separate from deployment. It becomes part of the stack that makes agent systems usable inside real organizations. The Oracle Cloud story points to distribution. OpenAI models and Codex becoming available through Oracle Cloud commitments means buyers can use existing enterprise procurement paths. That may sound procedural, but procurement is often where AI adoption slows down. If a model can be bought through a cloud commitment, tied to existing controls, and placed near enterprise data, then the path from demo to production becomes shorter. Infrastructure wins when buying it becomes boring. Codex for every role extends that same idea beyond software developers. Role-specific plugins, sites, and annotations suggest that Codex is being positioned as a work surface for many teams. The important question becomes how a coding agent connects to product managers, analysts, support teams, and operators. If a tool can explain work, annotate decisions, and fit into the surrounding workflow, it stops being only a developer assistant and becomes an organizational interface. Anthropic's first major signal is different. Its statement about suspending access to Claude Fable 5 and Claude Mythos 5 after a US government directive shows the governance side of frontier AI. The technical product may be powerful, but access can still be shaped by policy, government direction, and risk assessment. For customers, this means model capability is only one factor. Availability, compliance, and geopolitical constraints can become part of the product experience. The Anthropic public record makes the trust issue more visible. Anthropic reported that the public can see benefits from AI, but job loss fears and low trust remain dominant pressure points. That matters because agent infrastructure will touch more work than a chatbot ever did. If agents are executing tasks, changing workflows, and making decisions around sensitive systems, public trust is no longer a communications problem. It becomes a product requirement. The TCS partnership shows Anthropic moving Claude deeper into regulated industries. TCS plans to provide Claude to 50,000 employees and build Claude-powered products for finance, healthcare, public services, aviation, telecom, and medtech. These are not casual use cases. They are environments with compliance, audit trails, security reviews, and operational risk. Claude is being tested as a controlled system inside institutions where failure is expensive. The DXC Alliance reinforces the same pattern. DXC talks about banks, airlines, insurers, manufacturers, and governments, which means mission-critical systems. In those systems, the AI model is only part of the sale. The customer wants integration, certified engineers, change management, incident handling, and proof that the model can live inside existing controls. This is why the infrastructure layer matters more than leaderboard scores. Claude Core is the public benefit side of Anthropic's strategy. 1,000 fellows and a large funding commitment turn Claude into a tool for nonprofits and public interest work. The strategic meaning is that Anthropic is trying to prove usefulness outside enterprise procurement. If AI is going to be trusted, it needs visible examples where benefits reach civic organizations, education, health, and community work, not only corporate productivity dashboards. Now move to xAI. The Grok build plugin marketplace is important because marketplaces create ecosystems. Skills, agents, hooks, MCP servers, and language server integrations give builders a way to package capability around Grok. Once a marketplace exists, the platform can grow beyond the core model. Developers start building extensions, users start browsing workflows, and Grok becomes a surface where distribution and automation meet. Gopuf's Go Assistant shows another distribution path. xAI says the assistant uses Grok text, audio, and image models inside a shopping workflow. This is not just a model answering questions. It is an agent placed inside commerce, where the model has to understand intent, recommend products, interact through different media, and fit into delivery operations. For consumers, the AI becomes part of the shopping interface rather than a separate destination. Grok Imagine 1.5 Preview turns image to video into an API surface. That matters because creative generation is moving from manual prompting toward automated workflows. Once video generation becomes programmable, it can sit inside marketing tools, content pipelines, product prototyping, and media systems. The lesson is similar to the agent story. The model becomes most valuable when it can be called by software that handles the surrounding process. The VAPI partnership pushes Grok into voice agents. Voice changes the product test because users immediately hear latency, tone, interruptions, and misunderstanding. A voice agent cannot hide behind a polished paragraph. It has to respond in real time, hand off when needed, and sound reliable. That makes model quality audible. It also makes infrastructure visible because telephony, app workflows, logging, and escalation all have to work. NVIDIA's RTX Spark announcement moves the briefing from cloud platforms to local machines. The message is that personal computers can become AI agent workstations. Local AI matters for privacy, latency, cost, offline use, and workflows where data should not always leave the device. If agents are going to live near files, creative tools, engineering tools, and personal data, then powerful local hardware becomes part of the agent stack. Cosmos 3 points to physical AI. The phrase physical AI is important because it shifts attention from text and code into worlds, actions, robotics, simulation, and embodied reasoning. A model that reasons about physical processes needs different infrastructure from a chatbot. It needs world models, sensor context, simulation, and safety constraints. NVIDIA is placing itself where AI meets machines, not only where AI meets screens. Cohere North Mini Code shows that coding agents are becoming a specialized open model battleground. Cohere describes it as a model for agentic software engineering tasks, which is a narrower target than a general assistant. This matters because the coding market rewards tool use, repository understanding, test execution, and long context. Smaller specialized models can compete if they are placed into the right developer workflow with the right controls. Mistral Medium 3.5 and Vibe Remote agents reinforce that same direction. The product surface is no longer only a model card. It is a workflow where a user can ask a remote coding agent to operate across files, changes, and review. Mistral's work mode in LuChat also points toward enterprise context. The race is becoming less about who has one universal chat box and more about who can build reliable task surfaces. Put the stories together, and the first pattern is clear. Agents need environments. OpenAI's Ona Move, xAI's plugin marketplace, and Mistral's remote agents all point to the same requirement. The model needs somewhere to execute, a way to call tools, a way to maintain context, and a way for humans to review what happened. Without that environment, an agent is just a prediction engine with no durable operating surface. The second pattern is that trust is becoming a product. Anthropic's access suspension, its public trust research, and OpenAI's secure workspace direction all point to one thing. Buyers will not only ask whether the answer is good, they will ask whether the system is controlled, audited, recoverable, and accountable. The strongest AI product may be the one that makes risk manageable enough for ordinary organizations to adopt. The third pattern is distribution into workflows. Gopuf puts Grok into shopping. VAPI puts Grok into voice agents. OpenAI Academy puts AI into workplace training. Oracle puts OpenAI into enterprise procurement. TCS and DXC put Claude into regulated operations. The pattern is that model companies are not waiting for users to visit a chat page. They are trying to put models where work already happens. The fourth pattern is that local and physical AI are converging. NVIDIA's RTX Spark frames the PC as a personal agent workstation, while Cosmos 3 looks toward robotics and physical reasoning. These are different markets, but the direction is shared. AI is moving closer to the device, the lab, the machine, and the workflow. When that happens, hardware, deployment, and safety become just as important as the model weights. For builders, the practical takeaway is to design around state. The question is not only what the model can answer in one turn. Ask whether the agent can keep track of a task over hours, use credentials safely, operate across tools, log its decisions, and recover when something fails. The winners will not be the teams with the flashiest prompt. They will be the teams that make agent work reliable enough to repeat. For enterprises, the question is not which model has the best demo. The question is which stack fits procurement, compliance, data control, integration, audit trails, and support. Oracle, TCS, DXC, OpenAI, and Anthropic are all moving around that reality. Enterprise AI adoption is a systems problem. The buying decision will include the model, but it will also include where it runs, who governs it, and how failures are handled. So the takeaway for June 16th is simple. Frontier AI is becoming infrastructure. The race is now about where agents run, who controls them, how they reach users, and how much trust the public gives them. Model intelligence still matters, but the next advantage may come from the environment around the model: the cloud, the local machine, the marketplace, the voice layer, the procurement path, and the audit trail. That is today's AI Frontier briefing from Qoxum. The main signal is that agents are becoming a stack, not a feature. OpenAI, Anthropic, xAI, NVIDIA, Cohere, and Mistral are each building a different part of that stack. Subscribe for clear daily briefings on the companies, models, infrastructure, and policies shaping AI. Tomorrow, we will keep following the shift from model launches to agent systems, local AI, physical AI, and enterprise deployment.